grace and peace. We are here, man, right? The ninth night of the 5th month, man. Right? Priest Malak Mondays. That's what we call it around here, man.
That's right, man. Yes, sir.
And we gonna bring it back out. We're gonna run it back, right? For our Periscope viewers, we know that we had did this class one time, but we came across some more precept that we wanted to check out first before we actually just throw it out there like that. So, but even though we had said last time that if brothers finding, sisters finding, and hit the comment boards up there, because we like to converse with our brothers and sisters out there, man.
Right.
About these scriptures, So we threw it out there, and we went through those other scriptures, and we understand that the Most High has, brothers of Israel and sisters of Israel did do fast, right? Mm-hmm. And mourn for certain things that came up, situations that came up in life, but they weren't commanded by the Most High, you know what I'm saying? But so you can fast whenever you want to, man. Except on the Sabbath. Let's get that too, as a matter of fact, Judith. Except the Sabbaths and the feast days.
And the Apocrypha, man. In the Apocrypha. For some that don't have the Apocrypha, we highly suggest you get one.
That's right.
Sooner than later. Because they used to be like $7 to $8. Now they up to like $13, $15.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so in the book of Judith,
like 8. Yep. Judith 8, chapter 4.
Yeah, we're in the book of Judith in the Apocrypha, chapter 8 and verse 4.
Right.
So Judith was a widow in her house 3 years and 4 months. And she made her a tent upon the top of her house, and put sackcloth on her loins, and wear her widow's apparel.
Right, so Judith was a widow, right? In her house 3 years, and I'm pretty sure when you go and start reading the book of Judith, it will explain to you how she became a widow and who was her husband, right? But anyways, it says, so Judith was a widow in her house 3 years and 4 months, and she made a tent upon the top of her house, and put sackcloth on her loins, and wear her widow's apparel, right? She's in mourning, right? Go ahead.
Right, verse 6. And she fasted all the days of her widowhood,
Right?
save the eves of the Sabbath.
Okay, I want to get some understanding on that, because it says she fasted all the days of her widowhood. That might mean every day, but it says save, except. That save word means except. Except the eves of the Sabbaths. That means the evenings of the Sabbaths, right? Nighttime. Right. Go ahead.
And the Sabbaths.
And the Sabbaths meaning daytime. So you have day and night. That's 2 seasons in one calendar day, right? You see that? And that's what we need to understand in order to count our days too. We got to understand that when the new moon comes in, right? That's what count our days. But we're talking about the fast right now. Mm-hmm. So it says the eves of the Sabbaths, meaning night of Sabbaths, and the Sabbaths, meaning days of the Sabbaths. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
And the eves of the new moons.
The nights of the new moons.
And the new moons.
And the days time of the new moons. Go ahead.
And the feasts. And the solemn days of the house of Israel.
Right, and all the feasts and solemn days of the house of Israel. That means Feast of First Fruits, Pentecost, right? The Feast of Tabernacles, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, and stuff like that, right? She didn't fast those days, right around those feast times. But yeah, we just wanted to get that, man. Right. All praises, man. So, and yeah, you read the next verses, talks about her husband Manasseh, and who was her husband, man. Right. All praises, man. Right. Now we're gonna go straight to Zechariah. Zechariah, the 8th chapter. Right. Go straight to it. It's pretty short, right? When we do break this down, because it's not that much meat on this. So if it is pretty short, we still got time left. We'll jump into another topic, man, and if anyone got questions, man, you can ask. But I'm talking about our Periscope viewers. We got YouTube too, as well. You can leave some comments on the comment board. Right. That's it.
Zechariah
8,
chapter 8, straight to verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 18.
Right. Yeah.
Zechariah chapter 8, verse 18.
Right.
And the word of the Lord of hosts came unto me, saying,
Right.
Thus said the Lord of hosts, the fast of the 4th month, and the fast of the 5th, and the fast of the 7th, And the fast of the 10th shall be to the house of Judah joy and gladness and cheerful feasts. Therefore love the truth and peace.
Right, so this is truth and peace, man, and this joyful gladness feast that the Heavenly Father gave to the nation of Israel, right? Well, at this time it was the house of Judah, but of course Northern Kingdom is required to do this too now that they have been grafted back in according to Romans the 11th chapter, right? By the grace of Hamashiach Yahushua, man, right? So we're gonna read that one more time. Let's read that one more time, brother.
Verse 19 again. Thus saith the Lord of hosts.
So we know who's speaking here. We know this didn't come from the prophet Zechariah. This wasn't of his own doing, his own feelings that he thought would be righteous to walk. You know what I'm saying? In. He said, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts." This coming straight from the Heavenly Father, man. Go ahead.
The fast of the 4th month.
Go ahead.
And the fast of the 5th.
So we got the 4th, 5th. Where you can write that down, man. Write it down so you can write. You know what I'm saying? And then keep that. So while you count your days, you know what I mean. Stick that somewhere in your list of feasts, right? So you have a list of feasts. But go ahead, brother. The fast of the 4th and the 5th.
And the fast of the 7th.
So we got a fast of the 7th. Go ahead.
And the fast of the 10th.
And a fast of the 10th. And that fast of the 7th, we already automatically should know that's Day of Atonement, man.
Right.
That's what it is. Exactly what it is. Day of Atonement, man. So you already know you already got one feast, but we're going to still bring it out. Anyways, right. Go ahead, brother.
And the fast of the 10th shall be to the house of Judah joy and gladness.
Shall be. That word shall be is commandment. That's a command. Bid, right? Shall be to the house of Judah joy and gladness. Go ahead.
And cheerful feasts. Therefore love the truth and peace.
And cheerful feasts, meaning cheerful appointed times.
Right.
That word feast, man. That word feast don't always mean eat, right? Because this is a fast. These are fasts. So how is that a feast then? Right? That feast means appointed time, right? What is the number? H what?
H4150.
H4150, right? In the Strong Concordance. If you want to go check that out, man, it means appointed time, Moedim, right? Okay, let's get to it, man. Let's go to let's start with 2 Kings. Let's go right back to the history of where these fasts come from, right? What transpired to make these fasts come about, right? What transpired? And when we go into the 2 Kingdom, we already know that Northern Kingdom was split off around that time. The Most High already pushed them off, right?
Yeah, it was a split with them kingdoms, man. All praise for Mashiach. Oh.
Yeah, all praise to them. Right. Most High for sending his only begotten Son that graft them brothers back to the fold so we can become one flock, right? Like Ezekiel said, that one stick, right? All right, we're in 2 Kings 25. We're going to start at 1.
All right, we're in the book of 2 Kings, chapter 25, verse 1.
Right.
And it came to pass in the 9th year of his reign,
In
the 10th month, in the 10th day of the month.
You see that? So I'll go ahead and read that one all the way through. In the 10th day of the 10th month, go ahead.
That Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came, he and all his hosts, against Jerusalem, and pitched against it, and they built forts against it round about.
Right. So it came to pass in the 9th year of his reign. In the 9th year of whose reign? Zedekiah, king of Judah. Zedekiah, right? If you go back and read the history. So, and it came to pass in the 9th year of his reign, in the 10th month, in the 10th day of the month, that Nebuchadnezzar, and write that down. That's the date. 10th day of the 10th month. We're finding out that Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came, he and all his hosts, against Jerusalem and pitched against it. They built forts against it round about. So that's the day of that 10th month fast.
Right.
When Nebuchadnezzar came up against us, man, and pitched round about us, that means no one going in and no one coming out of Jerusalem. You know what I'm saying? No food coming in, no food leaving out. Everything is stuck right there inside Jerusalem. That's what they're saying, man. Go ahead, brother.
Verse
That's
2.
how they did things back then, right? They do things totally different now, of course. Right. But now, back then that's how they did declare war upon the people. they circumference roundabout and built forts and bulwarks against them, and broke down the walls, right, and torched the homes and the buildings and everything. Verse 2, brother. Go ahead.
2 Kings 25, verse 2.
Right.
And the city was besieged unto the 11th year of King Zedekiah.
So 2 years went by. It's, right? Because we started in the 10th, the 9th year of Zedekiah's reign, and then now it's in the 11th. So 2 years went by. Go ahead.
And on the 9th day of the 4th month,
Right? And on the 9th day of the 4th month, go ahead.
the famine prevailed in the city,
Mm-hmm.
and there was no bread for the people of the land.
And this was the whole point of building bulwarks around your city, man. You know what I'm saying? To starve them out, right? And they come out one by one, man, seeking refuge, man. And they get picked off one by one. They slaughter you right at the gate, man. Knock you off. So you find a way over the wall or whatever you know what I mean? But go ahead, brother. So that's, write that down. That's what that it was, brother?
The 9th day of the 4th month.
That was the 9th day of the 4th month, right? And we just did that one last month. 9th day of the 4th month. As a matter of fact, that was 1 month from now.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That was 1 month from now we did a fast.
Right.
Go ahead, brother.
Verse 4. And the city was broken up, and all the men of war fled by night.
And right, and I want to say something too about verse 3. That's why we fast for the 4th month from the 9th day, because our people were starving, man. They starved us, man. Right? It took 2 years for the food supply to go down. But by that 4th month, you know what I'm saying? That 9th day of the 4th month, the 11th year of Zedekiah's reign, man, we were starving, man. We started to feel it then, man. And it says, and the city was broken up, and all the men of war fled by night. You see, the men, our valiant man, they stomachs talking now. They know they're weak, because when you're starving, you're weak. You can't swing that sword and bear a shield, right? And buckler. You can't. You're no good. You're no use. You ain't got no strength, man. Go ahead, brother.
By the way of the gate between 2 walls, which is by the king's garden.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Chaldees were against the city round about,
Mm-hmm.
and the king went the way toward the plain.
So they crept. They found a little breach in the wall or something, like a little hole, and tried to ease past the guard, because they're round about them. Now they're not shoulder to shoulder, so they could see them easily, but they had a little gap between. So the king and a couple of the valiant men found a way to try to flee past them and get past them. They probably did get past them. We're going to find out real quick. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And the army of the Chaldees pursued after the king,
Right.
and overtook him in the plains of Jericho.
Right. So they did creep past them, but they got spotted. Somebody spotted them. You had no floodlights back then. They just probably had a little lamp, somebody, or heard some noise, feet running, shuffling in the grass. We're going out. We see there you go. The king he on his way. You know what I'm saying? They're going to get him, man. Go ahead.
And all his army were scattered from him.
Right.
So they took the king and brought him up to the king of Babylon, to Riblah, and they gave judgment upon him.
Right. So when they caught him, they took him up to Riblah, and that's still in the northern territory of our northern kingdom brothers. That's our kingdom, right? You got northern kingdom and southern kingdom. Israel. That's what I want to say. Right. That's still in our territory too. Took him up to Riblah and did what, bro? Go ahead.
And they gave judgment upon him.
They gave him judgment at Riblah. Go ahead.
Verse 7, and they slew the sons of Zedekiah before his eyes, and put out the eyes of Zedekiah, and bound him with fetters of brass, and carried him to Babylon.
So they slew his offspring right in front of him, his seed, man, his children. They slew them right in front of him, man, to melt his heart, make his heart fail, man, his mind fail, like, oh, because you see your children just get murked in front of you, like slaughtered right in front of you. You all is gonna fail, man, within you, man. Right? Even if you don't know that. Let's go to Deuteronomy real quick. Hold that. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32. Right?
In the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thine hand.
Right, man, and that's what's going right. See, right there, your sons and daughters were just given unto another people. They weren't slaughtered, right? Not that you know of. They weren't slaughtered in front of your eyes, but he had children slaughtered in front of his eyes. So, and if your eyes will fail with longing for them all the day long just by them being taken, knowing that they might just survive and live a full life, of course you're gonna hey man, you're gonna lose it in the head, man. You see them get slaughtered in front of you like Zedekiah, King Zedekiah's experience. But this all came from sin, man. Why? Because we broke the commandments, man. This is what's going on. This is what happened to us. Heavenly Father told us that the Babylonians was gonna come up against us, man. And this is what's going on right here, man. This is why. This is the reason of those fasts that we're going over right now. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 8, 2 Kings 25, verse 8. And in the 5th month,
right,
on the 7th day of the month, which is the 19th year of King Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came Nebuzaradan, captain of the guard, a servant of the king of Babylon, unto Jerusalem.
Right. So that's the other fast, because in this 5th month, on the 7th day of the 5th month, Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard of Nebuchadnezzar, came up against Jerusalem. Go ahead, brother. Let's see what happened on this the 7th day of the 5th month. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 9, and he burnt the house of the Lord.
He did what?
And he burnt the house of the Lord.
Go ahead.
And the king's house. And all the houses of Jerusalem. And every great man's house burnt he with fire.
Right. And every great man's house burnt he with fire, man. Right. And I'm gonna go pull a precept to that, man. All right, let's go to Baruch chapter 1, right? Baruch chapter 1.
All right, we're going to the Apocrypha. I'm holding on Kings. Coming back to that.
Yes, sir. We're coming back to Kings. We're going to Baruch chapter 1.
All right. Baruch chapter 1. Verse 2.
Yes, sir.
Baruch chapter 1, verse 2. In the 5th year, and in the 7th day of the month, what time as the Chaldeans took Jerusalem and burnt it with fire. And Baruch did read the words of this book in the hearing of Jerichonias, the son of Joachim, king of Judah, in the ears of all the people that came to hear the book.
Right, so, okay, verse 2, it says, in the 5th year, right, and in the 7th day of the month, right, so that gives us the month time, but not the day. What time is the Chaldeans took Jerusalem and burnt it with fire? And that's what we're reading over there in 2 Kings 25. The same account, man, where he came and burnt it with fire, man. So we know it is the 7th, you see that? The 7th month. 7th day of that month. We know that we got the day right? Right. And we got the month right, because if we go back to it in the history, 2 King, that's why precept must be upon precept, man. Right. It makes it all the better, man, that way it comes to mind, because we found some, you know, and I want to take you somewhere real quick. Let's go to Jeremiah 52 real quick. It's not a big deal, but it's just, you know, I caught it. We caught it at the last minute, but, you know, I was like, yo, we got to bring it up just in case somebody see it too, you know, and be like, yo, y'all seen that? Yeah, we seen it, man, too. Jeremiah 52, verse 12.
All right, we're in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 52, verse 12. Now, in the 5th month, in the 10th day of the month, which was the 19th year of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came Nebuzaradan, captain of the guard, which served the king of Babylon, into Jerusalem, and burnt the house of the Lord, and the king's house, and all the houses of Jerusalem, and all the houses of the great men burnt he with fire.
Right. And see here in Jeremiah 52, verse 12, it's reiterating what it said back in 2 Kings. And that's where the history account had occurred, back in the time of the kings, right? It said the 5th month and the 10th day of the month, right? You see that? That's just a little minor typo. You know what I'm saying? Because when we go to Baruch, you know what I'm saying? Baruch, the son of Neriah, was around the time of Jeremiah, and he wrote the book, right? He was the scribe of Jeremiah, right? And then what it said over there, the 7th day. You see what I'm saying? Just like back in Kings. Right. It said the 7th day of the 5th month, right? So that's just a little small infraction, a little typo with the printing press, right? Of Babylon the Great, right?
Right.
We're pretty sure the Most High don't make mistakes like that, you know. That ain't Most High's mistakes, so, you know. Just to give y'all the heads up on that, so nobody would be discouraged or, you know what I'm saying, or, you know, or distraught, right, about that.
Right, man, and that comes with studying, man, and precept upon precept, man.
Mm-hmm. Right, man.
You gonna catch them little misprints, man.
Right. And I wanted to go, you know what, let's see, verse 6. Okay, I want to go up in that Jeremiah. You still at Jeremiah real quick?
Yes.
Go up. You can drop the Baruch. Baruch, we're done with that one. Go up Jeremiah 52, verse 6. And let's get that 4th month. I forgot that precept with that 4th month, right?
Okay. Jeremiah 52, verse 6.
Uh-huh.
And in the 4th month, in the 9th day of the month, the famine was sore in the city, so that there was no bread for the people of the land.
Right, just like we read back in 2 Kings 25. In the 4th month, the 9th day of that month, 30 days from today, that the people had no bread in the land, right? And the city was broken up, man. Same thing we read. Right? That's the history of it. That's why we fast in the 9th day of the 4th month. Right? We're gonna bring another one with that Jeremiah 39, verse 2. Right? Jeremiah 39, verse 2 for that 4th month, and then we're gonna go back to Kings.
Jeremiah 39,
verse 2.
One book of Jeremiah, chapter 39, verse 2. And in the 11th year of Zedekiah, in the 4th month, in the 9th day of the month, the city was broken up. And all the princes of the king of Babylon came in and sat in the middle gate, even Nergal, Shazarir, Samgar, Nebo, Sarshakim, Rabsaris, Nergal, Sharazir, Rabmag, with all the residue of the princes of the king of Babylon.
Right. And then he just came in, right.
Something else.
Right. The joke is done, man. So, yeah, so it's the 4th month, 9th day of the 4th month, so that one's official, too.
It's that first fast.
Right, that first fast. 9th day of the 4th month. That's official, man. Those are the precepts that I got with the 4th month, 9th day of the month. Going back to 2 Kings.
25.
2 Kings, chapter 25. And where we were, we was on verse 11.
Verse 11. Verse 2 Kings 25, verse 11. Now the rest of the people that were left in the city, and the fugitives that fell away to the king of Babylon, with the remnant of the multitude, did Nebuzaradan, the king of the guard, carry away.
Right.
The captain of the guard carry away.
Right. Jump down to 25.
Verse 25.
Right.
But it came to pass in the 7th month that Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, the son of Elishama, of the seed royal, came, and 10 men with him, and smote Gedaliah, that he died, and the Jews and the Chaldees that were with him at Mizpah.
Right, man. So, and it said 7th month, see, but it didn't give that day at the top of 25. But it came to pass in the 7th month that Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, the son of Elishama, of the seed royal, some damn heathens came up, got jealous of the brother Gedaliah, because Gedaliah was given the land, right, given a little, you know what I'm saying, he was a poor man, he was giving the land back to, you know what I'm saying, sow in there, and everybody had to go through him to get fruit and food and everything. Go read the history on it, man. Check it out. Well, yeah, we're finna dig into the 7th month. We got something up there? It said, yeah.
Right, all praises. Okay.
What that was right there?
That up top, Jesus was white. Yeah, you know, that's a scoffer.
Boy, the drip, man.
We
already know this is white. Like, my notebook paper is white, man.
Double lie.
You know what I'm saying? You just told double lie. Jesus was white, and what else?
That's what I'm saying. That's a double lie. There's no such thing as white.
Right. Ain't no such thing as white, and ain't no such thing as ain't no such thing as Jesus.
Yeah, that's.
So we know the letter J is only 500 and some years old, man. Right. His name was Hamashiach Yahushua, and he was a dark-skinned brother. Right. Where we at? 7th month. We at the 7th month, man. Let's go to. And you already know that. Let's go to We can go to Numbers 29, Leviticus 23. We're just going to get it real quick in Jeremiah 41. 41 and 5, verse 4.
Jeremiah
Go to Jeremiah 41, verse 4. Right? We already know what the 7th month is. Well, most of us do, but those that don't know, we got to go get it. We'll get it real quick then. We'll go get it. Jeremiah 41 in verse 4.
We're in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 41, verse 4. And it came to pass the second day after he had slain Gedaliah, and no man knew it, that there came certain from Shechem, from Shiloh, and from Samaria, even 80 men, having their beards shaven, and their clothes rent.
Oh, it didn't say the day, huh? Yeah, it didn't say the day. All right. There came certain men from Shechem and from Shiloh and Samaria, right? That's talking about Northern Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm going to go to, I'm going to read this. Yeah, we're going to read that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It was 7th month,
Right.
verse 1. All right.
Oh, it said 7th month in verse 1? Yeah, it just said 7th month in verse 1. Okay. But we know, okay, we'll bring it out, man. Let's just read that right there real quick, right there.
Okay. Having 80 men, having 80 men, having their beards shaven and their clothes rent, and having cut themselves with offerings and incense in their hand.
Having cut themselves with offerings and incense in their hand. Go ahead.
To bring them to the house of the Lord.
Right, so this was our people in Lamentation. They were mourning, and that was the Day of Atonement, right? That it was coming in to mourn. They're cutting themselves, and it's the same account that's over here. Let me get Tobit. We get Tobit to go along with that.
All right.
Because Tobit was from the Northern Kingdom. The same thing that brothers from Northern Kingdom, after he discontinued them from being his people, right? He gave them a bill of divorce. I want to use the proper biblical term. He gave Northern Kingdom a bill of divorce for the sin and idolatry that they were in, because of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, that caused them to sin and go off, man, and a couple other kings, right? And some of them would come back and still keep the laws and ordinances of the Heavenly Father, man. And those 3 times of the year that our peoples would appear before the Lord our God, man,
right.
Which is what? First fruits, the Feast of Tabernacles, and what else?
Pentecost and Feast of Unleavened Bread.
Feast of Unleavened Bread, right? So we're going to Tobit, the book of Tobit, chapter 1, verse. We'll start at 1 real quick. It's going to be 7 chapter verses.
All right, we're in the book of Tobit, an Apocrypha, all right? Chapter 1, verse 1. The book of the words of Tobit, son of Tobiel, the son of Ananiah, the son of Daduel, the son of Gabel, of the seed of Asiel, of the tribe of Naphtali.
So we know he was from the Northern Kingdom. He was from the tribe of Naphtali, man. Right? Go ahead, brother.
Verse 2, who in the time of Emanessar, king of the Assyrians, was led captive out of Thisbe, which is at the right hand of that city, which is called properly Naphtali, in Galilee above Ashur.
Right. In Naphtali, in Galilee above Ashur. Right? And that's the land of the Gentiles. You know what I'm saying? Naphtali, land of the Gentiles. Keep going, brother.
Verse 3, I, Tobit, have walked all the days of my life in the way of truth and justice.
He said he walked all the days of his life in truth and in justice. Truth to what? The scriptures, man. The Heavenly Father's knowledge, understanding his commandments. Go ahead.
And I did many alms deeds to my brethren.
He did what?
And I did many alms deeds to my brethren.
And he did many alms and deeds to his brothers. Go ahead.
And my nation.
And his what?
And my nation.
And his nation, which is the nation of Israel. Go ahead.
Who came with me to Nineveh, into this land of the Assyrians.
Right, Nineveh in Assyria. Right? Assyria is Nineveh. Go ahead.
And when I was in mine own country, in the land of Israel, being but young, all the tribe of Naphtali, my father, fell from the house of Jerusalem, which was chosen out of all the tribes of Israel.
Right. Go ahead.
That all the tribes should sacrifice there, where the temple of the habitation of the Most High was consecrated and built for all ages.
You see that? So he knew that they have to go back and sacrifice before the temple. That's what we was reading in Jeremiah 41, verse 4 and 5, and where it said people from Samaria and Shiloh, which is in the northern kingdom of Israel, They came with cutting themselves in offerings and stuff, because that's what Northern Kingdom did. They cut. They had a lot of brothers cutting themselves, right, and stuff like that, man. But we know the Heavenly Father didn't. He told us don't do that. Don't cut yourself, man. But that's why Northern Kingdom was off. It was off a lot like that, man, which caused them to be the Gentiles. Right? Go ahead, brother.
Verse 5.
We're going to verse 7. Keep going.
Okay, verse 5. Now all the tribes which together revolted in the house of my father Naphtali sacrificed unto the heifer Baal.
See, they sacrificed unto Baal. If you go back and read the book of Kings, where we're at, it's talk in the time of Elisha, right? He told, I'm trying to think of the dude's name, who had Jezebel, the brother who had Jezebel. He told him to go get all the worshipers of Baal and come up to the mountain, right? And they're like, see who could make the fire come from heaven and burn up the sacrifice, man. And yeah, Elijah. So our brother, that's who he was talking about, man. He was dealing with them Northern Kingdom brothers, the same people, bro, that deal with Baal. Go ahead.
Verse 6. But I alone went often to Jerusalem at the feast.
See, he alone went often to the feast. Go ahead.
As it was ordained unto all the people of Israel by an everlasting decree. Having the first fruits and the tenths of increase. With that which was first shorn.
Right.
And them gave I at the altar to the priests of the children of Aaron.
Right. See, he mentioned first fruits and the tenth of increase is the tithes. The tithes and offerings that we have to give to the Levitical priests, because they had no inheritance with the children of Israel. So therefore we had to give them offerings. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 7. The first tenth part of all increase I gave to the sons of Aaron, who ministered at Jerusalem. Another tenth part I sold away, and went and spent it every year at Jerusalem.
Right. And he ate before the Lord, man. That's all I wanted to get, man. Right? So that's what that was speaking on in Jeremiah 41, right? The brothers that came and cut themselves. It was only a few brothers from Northern Kingdom that did that, right? Let's go to Numbers. We can go to Numbers. Leviticus 23. Let's go to Leviticus 23 and get it, man, real quick. The 7th month, right? When we're talking about the 7th month. Let's go get the actual day of that 7th month in the law.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 26. All right, Leviticus chapter 23, verse 26. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you. And ye shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
Right, man. Also on the 10th day of this 7th month. So the 10th day of the 7th month, day of atonement. There shall be a day of atonement. It shall be in holy convocation. Holy convocation is large gathering, right? With your people, with your brothers and sisters, man. Congregating, man. Right? To congregate, right? Go ahead. Unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. Of course, we don't sacrifice offerings made by fire, but guess what? Your body is a living sacrifice, man. Right? And I wanted to get that, because I had mentioned something, land of the Gentile. Let's get Matthew 24 real quick. And bring out something that went with Naphtali, land of the Gentiles, because I mentioned that and I said he was from the Northern Kingdom, of the seed of Ephraim, right? Well, they call Northern Kingdom Ephraim. They call Northern Kingdom Joseph. Right. And the go ahead. Matthew 4 verse 15.
All right, we're in the book of St. Matthew, chapter 4, and verse 15. The land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali, by the way of the sea beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles.
Right. That's so. Go ahead.
The people which sat in darkness saw great light.
Right. The people that sat in darkness, which was our brothers that was given a bill of divorce, the Northern Kingdom, they saw great light. Who was Hamashiach Yahushua? Go ahead.
And to them which sat in the region in shadow of death, light is sprung up.
Right, and those that sat in the region in shadow of death, that was scattered, because they was dispersed before the southern tribe. They was dispersed before us by the Assyrians, man. So I just wanted to bring that out. Land Zebulun, land of Naphtali, by the way of the sea, beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles. They were the Gentiles. Northern Kingdom were the Gentiles, man. Right? So we know the 7th day of the 10th month is the Day of Atonement. That's that third fast that we went into out of those 4 commanded fasts, right? And of course, you got one in Numbers 29. You can go and check out Numbers 29 if you want to get more on the 7th month, the 10th day of the 7th month. Right? You got something you want to?
Right. Just
Go ahead.
I know we're going back. I mean, just finishing it, right?
Mhm.
Leviticus 23.
Okay. Yes, sir.
That 7th month.
Mhm.
All right. We read verse 27 again, Leviticus 23:27. Also on the 10th day of the 7th month there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you. And ye shall afflict your souls and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. Alright, and again, verse 28, and ye shall do no work in that same day.
And you shall do no work in that same day. Go ahead.
For it is the day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before the Lord your God.
Right. So this is the day you can't do any work, man.
It's a feast day and a holy convocation. That's a little more than the 4th, the 5th, and the 10th month.
Mm-hmm.
It's saying holy convocation and
Right.
Right.
It's a little more, right? Because
Right.
it's a holy convocation, man. It's holy convocation that day. That's a day of right. That's a little more on that.
And then verse 32, jump down. And it shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and ye shall afflict your soul in the 9th day of the month at even. From even to even shall ye celebrate your Sabbath.
Right. Right, man. And it shall be a Sabbath to you, man. All praise to the Most High. So he really made it like that. Damn the high holy day, man. That's real, man. For real. Because he said it should be like a Sabbath. That means prep that 8th day. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You got to prep. It said from even to even. Okay, so day 9. The daytime of 9. Because you got 2 seasons, like we mentioned at the beginning of this class. Right? You got 2 seasons in one calendar day. You got day and night. You know what I'm saying? And depending on how the new moon fall, it could be night come first, then day is comes at the end of that calendar day. Yeah, because sometimes the new moon will come out during the day or it'll come out during the night, man. Right. And that determines how your how your day is going to start, or you know what I'm saying, and end.
And just to prove that real quick, Sirach 18:26.
Let's bring it out, man.
Yes, we're used to always hearing. We used to, like Genesis says, right, from the evening to the morning. Right, meaning it's night and day. Like you said, it's 2 seasons. It's nighttime, daytime of a calendar, right? So Sirach 18:26.
Sirach chapter 18, verse 26.
Right.
From the morning until the evening, the time is changed.
I want them y'all got to hear that again. Read that one more time.
From the morning until the evening.
So from the daytime until the nighttime,
the time is changed.
And like we got to we got to understand this is when the new moon comes in, like the preacher said. Sometime the new moon becomes new during the day. Sometime the moon becomes new at night. Read it one more time.
From the morning until the evening, the time is changed.
How does it change? Because sometimes the new moon comes in during the day, sometimes it comes in at night. Go ahead.
And all things are soon done before the Lord.
Right, he gave us the ordinance to know how to count our moon, our months. Should touch on that. So yeah, that's the 7th month. And just concluding that in Leviticus chapter 23.
Praise. Right. That's beautiful, man. All right. Right, and that's beautiful. I hope we read that last part, but it's okay. That's beautiful, man. Where we going? We're going to the 10th month, right? The 10th month or the 10th day? The 10th month, right? 2 Kings 25:1. Oh, we already got that one in 25:1. 2 Kings 25:1. We're going to Jeremiah 39:1. Jeremiah 39:1.
In the book of Jeremiah, chapter 39, verse 1. In the 9th year of Zedekiah, king of Judah, in the 10th month, came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and all his army against Jerusalem, and they besieged it.
Okay, it just said 10th month. Let's go to Jeremiah 52:4.
All right, in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 52, and verse 4. And it came to pass in the 9th year of his reign, in the 10th month, in the 10th day of the month, that Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came, he and all his army against Jerusalem, and pitched against it, and built forts against it round about.
Right, man. So it came to pass in the 9th year of his reign, whose reigned Zedekiah, in the 10th month, in the 10th day of the month, that Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came, he and all his army against Jerusalem, and pitched against it and built forts against it round about. Right, and that we found that account like we went back in 2 Kings 25:1, man. Same account. In Jeremiah 39, it just didn't say the day in Jeremiah 39, 9th chapter, but. And now we're going to Ezekiel 24, verse 1. Ezekiel 24, verse 1.
All right, Ezekiel 24.
And I had to mention the fast of the 7th month. It was because they Ishmael, and that's not Abraham's son. Ishmael, the who smoked Gedaliah. That was the reason of the fast. At that, even though they put it on, it was on Day of Atonement. You know what I'm saying? We know Day of Atonement is for what the Lord ordered, anyways,
For the nation.
but for the nation. But that happened to be the day that Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, slew Gedaliah, right? That Nebuchadnezzar put over the nation of Israel to, you know what I'm saying, keep us, you know what I'm saying, nourished up and giving us victuals and everything. That's it. Go ahead, brother.
We're in Ezekiel chapter 24, verse 1. Again, in the 9th year, in the 10th month, in the 10th day of the month,
Right.
the word of the Lord came unto me, saying,
Go ahead.
Son of man, write thee the name of the day, even of this same day. The king of Babylon set himself against Jerusalem this same day.
Right. Right. So the Most High was reminding the prophet Ezekiel to go and let the brothers know, the people of the captivity who served in his province, served in that province that he was in captivity in, let them know. Remember this day, man. So again, in the 9th year, in the 9th year, in the 10th month, in the 10th day of the month, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, write thee the name of the day. That means remember. Write thee. You know what I'm saying? It's for a memorial, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even of this same day, the king of Babylon set himself against Jerusalem this same day. So write that as a memorial, man. And as you go through Ezekiel, he's given Ezekiel to break down how to do all sorts of things, because Ezekiel was a priest of the Heavenly Father. He was a Levitical priest, man. Serving in the temple. Praise to the Most High, man. So yeah, that's there you have it, man. Those are the four commanded fasts of the Heavenly Father, right there, man. There you have it. How much time we got? Oh, we only in 9. So yeah, we're gonna go to something else, man. We're gonna jump to something else, right?
You can touch on just a little bit. I want to just
Go
conclude,
ahead, brother.
baby.
Yes,
Conclude,
sir.
really.
Go ahead.
For the Sirach 33, man. Right? Because the Most High, he gave us these days. Right. Sirach 33, man. Just to kind of conclude what we're talking about with these days, man. Because like we just read in that Ezekiel, write down these times, these self-same days. So
Right.
how we know what days to do what. He's telling us in the scriptures.
Right, man.
He gave us the number of the day and the number of the month and what we're supposed to be doing.
Right.
Right? Sirach chapter 33, verse 7.
Sirach chapter 33, verse 7. Why doeth one day excel another?
That's a question.
When as all the light of every day in the year is of the sun.
Right. Every day the sun comes up and it goes down. Like you said, every day you got daytime.
Right.
And you got nighttime. Right? Go ahead.
By the knowledge of the Lord, they were distinguished.
That's what we got to understand, man. Brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters. And the knowledge, or just getting some understanding. By the knowledge of the Lord, the Heavenly Father, they were distinguished. So this ain't got nothing to do with this right here. This has nothing to do with the pagan calendar. This goes back to Genesis chapter 1 and 14, man. Sun, moon, and star, that's your clock.
Right.
See, they gave us a clock, but he already told us the time. Daytime and nighttime.
That's right, man. That's right, bro.
See that? He gave us the sun, moon, and stars, and he gave you daytime and nighttime in numbers.
Right.
So by the knowledge of the Lord, they were distinguished by these different days. Go ahead.
And he altered seasons and feasts.
Seasons and feasts are altered by the sun, moon, and stars. Feasts, I bring out all the time. H4150 means appointments. Like right now, it's the summer season. Who appointed it? The Heavenly Father. We can't say it's another season. Now, it can't be like, some people say on the other side of the world it's another season. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
The whole
man.
earth is in summer.
Right, bro. Right.
And some people, oh, were you going on Jerusalem time? You can, first of all, Judges 5:11, right? But the point is, we're only hours, no part of the earth, you're 3-4 days apart.
Right.
You're just a few hours.
That's
we're
right,
still within
brother.
the same day.
Right,
we're still
brother.
within the same calendar day.
Right, bro.
No matter where you're at in the earth.
That's right, man.
So if it's evening, and it's the 9th evening here, it's the 9th day somewhere else.
Believe that.
So
Right.
again, by the knowledge of the Lord, they were distinguished. He altered seasons and feasts. The Heavenly Father did, and He gave us the appointed times of when for these days. To distinguish between the days. We're gonna read in it. Verse 9 brings it all the way out.
Some of them hath he made high days and hallowed them.
And those are the days that are commanded to keep, congregate, fast. These are the days that we're reading about. New moon, Sabbath, feast days, fast. These are the days. Some of them He have made high days and hallowed them. Read on.
And some of them hath he made ordinary days.
Which are work days. These are days when the temple's closed. These aren't feast days. These are ordinary, regular days, work days.
Right.
Ordinary day means work day, regular day. It's not a holy day, not a feast day, not a day they appointed to fast. Those are the differences.
That's right, man.
So yeah, just touch that.
That's right, man. Let's go to letter of Jeremiah. Still in the Apocrypha. Letter of Jeremiah, verse 60.
That's right.
That's right after the songs of the holy children or something like that, or Baal the dragon. One of them. Right? It's right after, before Baruch. No, it's right in Baruch.
Yeah, it's actually Baruch chapter
7
6.
or 6.
Yeah.
But
Baruch
it's just
chapter
the letter of
6
Jeremiah
is-
because
right,
it is the
letter of
epistle of Jeremiah.
Right, that's what it is. So you just get our brothers out that didn't know. The letter of Jeremiah is Baruch chapter 6.
Right. Baruch 6.
All right, start at work.
6 and 60. Go to verse 60.
All right, we're in the book of Baruch, in Apocrypha, again, chapter 6, verse 60. For sun, moon, and stars, being bright and sent to do their offices, are obedient.
Right. And like the brother was bringing out, man, you know, every day of the sun it just lets you know, that's the knowledge of the sun, man. It lets you know another day has came. Once it rises again.
Daytime.
Right? Daytime. That's what it lets you know. Daytime.
Right.
Right? So it said, for the sun, moon, and stars being bright and sent to do their offices are obedient, right? They're never off. Go ahead. They're the same every month, man.
Yes.
The same exact, and it's been going like this since the time of Adam.
Right.
It never stopped.
Never stops.
Right? Go ahead, brother.
Verse 61, in like manner, the lightning, when it breaketh forth, is easy to be seen. And after the same manner, the wind bloweth in every country.
Go ahead.
And when God commanded the clouds to go over the whole world, they do as they are bid.
Right. That's part of just showing that everything was given command by the Heavenly Father, and they do it, man.
Right.
Ain't nothing going off except the human. Right.
Right.
Right. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 63, and the fire sent from above to consume hills and woods doeth as it is commanded.
Right. So when you get forest fires and brush fires and everything in California, it say the Most High ordered that, man. That's why we say it's judgment from the Most High, man. When you see about 350 houses get torched, they love that, man. Judgment of the Most High. Go ahead.
But these are like unto them neither in shew nor power.
Right. These are like unto them neither in show nor power. Go ahead.
Wherefore it is neither to be supposed nor said that they are gods,
Right.
seeing they are able neither to judge causes nor to do good unto men.
Right, so none of these things are gods, right? Fires consuming hills and everything and like that. That's not a. But our people back in the days, our people worship and now our people do it ignorantly. We don't understand that money is like a god, man. Right? And idolizing a celebrity like Beyonce, you're in idolatry. That's like a pagan god. Go ahead, brother.
Right.
But that's the point. The point is, now we're finna get to it in 67. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 65, knowing therefore that they are no gods, fear them not.
Go ahead.
For they can neither curse nor bless kings.
Right, like the Most High. He curses and bless kings. Go ahead.
Neither can they show signs in the heavens among the heathen.
Right, neither can they show signs in the heavens among the heathen. Go ahead.
Nor shine as the sun, nor give light as the moon.
Nor shine as the sun, nor give light in the moon. So the sun, moon, and the stars are signs for the nation of Israel, not for the heathen. Let's go prove that at Sirach 43. Right? So Sirach 43. That's what I wanted to get that point right there in 67. I don't know why I read it way up there at 60. Oh, because it says sun and moon. That's why. All right, and they're obedient. That's why I wanted to get 60, then 67, not all the way through, but it is what it is. Right? Sirach 43 verse 6. I want to get that sign, because it's a sign of the world, man. Right?
In the book of Sirach, chapter 43, in the Apocrypha, right? Sirach 43 verse 6. He made the moon also to serve in her season.
Right?
For a declaration of times.
For what?
For a declaration of times.
And this is our calendar, man. Like the brother was saying, this is our calendar,
nighttime.
man. Daytime, nighttime. That's our calendar. For a declaration of times. Go ahead.
And a sign of the world.
And a sign of what?
And a sign of the world.
Right. Isaiah 45:17.
Right, man.
Right? Israelite is that world. You know what I'm saying? Israel is that world, man. His chosen people. Right? So it's a sign unto us, not to the heathen, like we read back in Baruch, so-called Baruch 6, right? Go ahead, brother.
Verse 7. From the moon is a sign of feasts, a light that decreaseth in her perfection.
Right?
The month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing.
So you don't get month without moon, right? That's where month gets its name from. That's why people try to even invent a damn calendar, because they found out month means moon, right? Month comes from moon. Oh, we're just gonna we're gonna put it on a piece of paper. You don't have to. It's up in the sky, man. Most High told us to observe that. It's gonna be obedient and do its offices, like the scriptures say, and never be off, man. You don't need no paper to prove. But here, living in captivity, Babylon got it.
Spoiled.
So, yeah.
We spoiled. What day? I know, but what day?
Right,
You
man.
don't know.
Nice. See the nice. I got bad eyes, brother.
We need glasses in here.
We say nice menorah. That's all you.
Hey man, we appreciate sincere questions and comments.
Sincere
hopefully
questions and
that's
comments,
sincere.
man.
All praises for the righteous,
Right?
Because it's 7 candlesticks, it's not 9.
Right.
So all praises. That's a beautiful comment.
Right, man. Go ahead, brother. You
So-
already read it.
Read verse 8 again, right? Sirach 43 verse 8. The month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven.
Right, man. Shining inside the firmament of heaven, being an instrument of the armies above, man. Let's get Sirach 43, verse 2. Sirach 43, verse 2. Man.
Okay, jump back to verse 2. All
Right?
right.
Get that instrument of the armies above, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Sirach, we're in the same chapter, verse 2, right?
Mhm.
The sun, when it appeareth, declaring at his rising, a marvelous instrument, the work of the Most High.
Right. It's the work of the Most. That's what I mean. Being an instrument of the armies above. That's the work of the Most. I mean, he deals with it, right? He alters it season to feast, like your brother was saying, man. He alters season feast. He deal with the. He makes it summer. He makes it winter, fall, spring, right? Okay. Right. right, let's get Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7.
We still in the Apocrypha, right? Wisdom of Solomon.
7 verse 17.
Right. Wisdom of Solomon, the Apocrypha, chapter 7, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
For he hath given me certain knowledge of the things that are, namely to know how the world was made,
Right.
and the operation of the elements.
Right. Namely to know how the world was made and the operation of elements. If you, meaning, hey, like Solomon did, he prayed for knowledge and wisdom and understanding on this. Right? We got to read that, you know what I'm saying? And because it is knowledge and wisdom in on knowing and counting your days, man, for to get the feast days, like we're going to bring out in Psalms 90, verse 12.
Right.
Right? Go ahead, brother.
Verse
18.
18, the beginning, ending, and midst of the time.
Right, so he gave knowledge and understanding on the beginning, ending, and midst of times. Go ahead.
The alterations of the turning of the sun,
Uh-huh.
and the change of seasons.
Right, so we know how to, you know what I'm saying? We deal, that's what we do. If you count your days, you'll know the alterations of the turning of the sun, and you'll know, you know what I'm saying, that the moon has 30 phases, and how to count your days. Yes, 30 days to a month, right? That's, hey, man, and we know the times, we know when spring is coming in, right? It's not January 1st.
It's not.
See that? Spring is not in January 1st. It's still winter, right? Spring is around, we don't like to mention it, but pagan March, man.
Pagan March.
We don't like to mention that pagan garbage, but you know, if it helps how people at least get close and start counting, we're with that, man. We can deal with at least you're trying to gain knowledge instead of just brushing it off, right? Go ahead, brother.
Verse 19, the circuits of years and the positions of stars.
Now we know we ain't gonna get the years down pat because the years are way beyond our reach now. That because of captivity and the altering of making a damn Julian and Gregorian calendar and the lies from day one, right? Leap years and daylight saving time. So we know the years of right.
Hold on, real quick. Daniel 7:25.
Right, bring that out.
Just proving that real quick. Daniel 7:25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
Right.
And think to change times.
And do what?
And think to change times.
Why? Because the Most High knows the right time. He knows when he already got it ordained when Mashiach Yahushua gonna crack those clouds. So he knows the right time and date. Right? But we don't have he tried to change time. Go ahead.
And think to change times and laws.
And the laws. Go ahead.
And they shall be given into his hand.
And that one law that he think to change was the Sabbath, right? He said he's owed Sunday and then now got brothers keeping Saturday, right? Knowing that's pagan worship. Think to change laws and times,
right? And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time.
Right, and that time, dividing of time is the captivity that we serving.
Right.
They was those powers were given into his hand. Right? The earth was given into the hands of the wicked, Job 9:24. Right? So where we was.
Back to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7 and verse 20. The natures of living creatures and the furies of wild beasts, the violence of winds, and the reasoning of men, the diversities of plants, and the virtues of roots.
Right, so that's all I wanted. Right, that's all I wanted. Right, that's beautiful, man. So that's showing that the Heavenly Father gave us the ordinances for to count our time, days, and years, man. Just like Genesis 1 and 14. I mean, you can go and read that, man. Genesis 1 and 14. It's simple, man. As a matter of fact, let's get it real quick, man. Let's get it real quick.
Yes, sir.
Let's get it real quick.
That's that clock right there. That's the clock that the Heavenly Father gave us.
Right, man.
All right. Genesis chapter 1, verse 14. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night.
Right, to divide the day from the night.
That's your daytime, nighttime. That's right. That's your clock.
Right.
Not 4 o'clock.
Right, not
it's later in the daytime.
Right, bro. That's right.
And let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years.
Right, just like we read back in the Apocrypha, man. Let them be for signs, right, of when the new season's coming up, when the next month coming up, when the Shabbat's coming up, right? And signs to who? The children of Israel, who's given the covenant of the Heavenly Father, man. Sign to them, man. Right? Seasons days and years. That's the part that blows me. Nobody understands that. It's time for seasons, days, and years. For the days, man, to count our days. Why are we going to the calendar? Most High gave us a calendar. The ordinance never change, man. They're never going to change. That's beautiful, man. Right? Go ahead, brother.
Verse 15, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven, to give light upon the earth. And it was so.
Right. And let's go get what he was saying right here. Because most brothers say, oh, man, so day 1 to day, you know what I'm saying, day 4, it was no light in the sky. I mean, come on, let me show you something real quick. Let's go back to 2nd Esdras 6:45 real quick.
Yep, in the pocket for 2nd Esdras.
Right?
2nd Esdras in the Apocrypha, right? Chapter 6 and verse 45.
Right?
Upon the 4th day, thou commandest that the sun should shine and the moon give her light.
Right. So, and upon the 4th day, he commanded that the sun should shine, the moon give her light. Go ahead.
And the stars should be in order.
And the stars should be right after them, in order. Go ahead.
And gavest them a charge to do service unto man.
And then he gave them a charge, right? That's that office that he gave them, a commandment to be obedient, to give, you know what I'm saying? To be give service unto men, man. Do service unto who? What man? The children of Israel. Not to the heathen, like we read back in Baruch 6. It's not assigned to the heathen.
Right.
This is beautiful, man. Right? So what was that light on around the first day and everything? Then when God said, "Let there be light," what was that light? Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon. Back to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7. This is why I went there for 29.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 29, right? For she is
28.
28. For God loveth none but him, and dwelleth with wisdom.
Like, right. God loved him, nothing but him that dwelleth with wisdom. Go ahead.
For she is more beautiful than the sun.
For what?
For she is more beautiful than the sun.
Go ahead.
And above all the order of stars.
And she's above all the order of the stars. Go ahead.
Being compared with the light.
Right.
She is found before it.
She is what?
She is found before it.
She's compared with the light, man. Woo, that's deep. That's heavy there, man. That Genesis 1 is heavy. We did a class on that. Y'all go check that out, man.
Right.
Compared with the light, she is found before it. Go ahead.
For after this cometh night, but vice shall not prevail against wisdom.
You see that? Y'all gotta go get wisdom. It's wisdom with counting your days. Let's get that real quick before we forget. Right? It's wisdom in counting your days, man.
Yeah, man. Gotta count these days, brothers and sisters. That's why we push this thing so hard, man. Once I put it on our spirit, man, to teach this calendar, man.
Right.
That's why we got this calendar right here, about next to the address to the school.
Right, man.
Psalm chapter 90, verse 12. So teach us to number our days,
Right.
that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom.
That we may apply our minds unto wisdom. Because you don't know when you're going to die. Right? It's not talking about that. If you know what I'm saying? A Christian tell you go get it in context. They don't know. You can't predict when you're going to die. Most High won't allow that. You know what I'm saying? Then it wouldn't be no need for the Christ to come in as a thief in the night. Just give you that to sit on. Come on, man. It's simple. Man. Read that one more time, bro, from the top.
Psalms, right? Chapter 90, verse 12. So teach us to number our days.
Right.
That we may apply our hearts unto wisdom.
That we may apply our minds unto wisdom. Go ahead.
Return, O Lord, how long? And let it.
Oh, that's it. Right? And we could get the other one if we want. Right.
You want to get that in Chronicles?
Yeah,
right?
let's get that in Chronicles.
Right, man. The 2nd Chronicles. Right? No, 1st Chronicles. 1st Chronicles 23:31.
Sure.
Yep. 1st Chronicles chapter 23 and verse 31.
Okay. 1 Chronicles 23:31, it says, and to offer all burnt sacrifices unto the Lord,
Right.
in the Sabbaths,
Okay.
and in the new moons, and on the set feasts,
Right.
by number.
That's That's the point. By how?
By number,
Right.
according to the order commanded unto them continually before the Lord.
All right, man. And in the past, 4 or 5 scriptures we brought out, that helps us understand according to the order commanded unto them continue before the Lord. What's that order talking about? Genesis 1:14, sun, moon, and stars.
Right, man.
They give us the time, daytime, nighttime.
Right.
Like right now, it's nighttime. It's what? Early in the night.
That's right, bro. That's right.
9:32. Who's told these on? Who said it was 9:32?
That's right.
That's not in here. It's early in the evening.
Right.
According to scripture.
That's right, bro.
On the 9th evening. Yeah, you can see. You can't say Monday night. Not when not dealing with this. You can't say Monday night. It's the 9th night.
Right. Gotta be born again, man. Do away with everything, all of these lies, man. Right? But then you have to go to St. Nicholas, which is Santa Claus, right? You know what I'm saying? The Tooth Fairy. You gotta go to Easter, bunny rabbits laying eggs. All of this stuff, man. We try to shake our people's spirits up to get them to understand that we was taught lies, man.
Right.
Let's go to Psalms 19, verse 1. Right? Get more on that knowledge, the counting the days, is wisdom and knowledge in that, man. Psalms 19, verse 1.
All right. We're in the book of Psalms, chapter 19, verse 1. The heavens declare the glory of God.
The what?
The heavens declare the glory of God.
Go ahead.
And the firmament showeth his handiwork.
You see that? The firmament shows his handiwork, being an instrument of the armies above. Sirach 43, verse 8. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 2, day unto day uttereth speech.
Right, day unto day uttereth speech, letting you know when day came again, right? The next day, daytime. Go ahead.
And night unto night showeth knowledge.
How? Because every phase, it's a phase to every it's a phase to every day.
Right, man.
It's 30 days in a month, and it's 30 phases of the moon. Month gets its name from moon. Man, this is beautiful, man, and all of this is knowledge and wisdom in it, man.
Bro, it said, and night to night showeth knowledge. I mean, tonight is what? Night 9. Tomorrow night is what?
Night 10. That's right, man. That's the knowledge of it, man. So teach us to number our days that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. All right? This is what it's talking about, man. Brothers got to catch up, man. Or they're going to be left right there talking about Saturday. That's, hey, man, we got to do away with that, man. That's the Jewish fable, man.
All right, man.
That's the Jewish man. He's talking about Saturday. Right? He studied out the Talmud, man. We don't understand why people look. We do deep research, but we stop when it comes to that Sabbath day. Saturday is okay for us because it's convenient, man. We got to break out that spirit, man. Right? You got to break out that spirit. All praise to the Most High, man.
All praise, man. Beautiful class, man.
Right?
I like that right there. Psalms 19.
Yeah, that's Psalm 19. See, I seen that thing. I said, whoa, that's going to my Psalm 90 and 12.
Man.
90, yeah, man.
That's heavy there, man. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night to night showeth knowledge. All praise to the Most High, man.
Right, all praise to the Most High, man.
Shoot, now we got to close. Well, I don't know where you want to go. I got, you know what I'm saying.
I ain't gonna get that. That's another class.
Cool.
I was gonna bring out a couple little flat earth.
All right, well,
but,
shoot,
you know,
Isaiah 33 verse. We got to close out with Isaiah 33 verse 5 and 16.
Right.
Man. You know, all praise to the Most High, man. Another beautiful class coming out of the scriptures, right? 4 fasting days commanded unto Israel, and we're showing not only these days, but how to keep them. You can't do it by the pagan calendar. It's impossible.
Right.
It's anything. We don't like to use the word "can't" and "impossible," but it is impossible, and you can't according to the pagan calendar. You can't.
You can't.
There's can't there.
Yes.
All right, Isaiah 33 and verse 5.
Isaiah chapter 33, verse 5. The Lord is exalted.
The Most High is exalted. We exalt the Most High, man, in everything that we do by being His servants. First and foremost, right? Go ahead.
For He dwelleth on high.
Right.
And He hath filled Zion with judgment and
All
righteousness.
praises.
And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time.
That's what we got to understand, brothers and sisters. Read that part again, please.
And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time.
That's going to be the stability. That's just that bread of adversity and water of affliction, right?
Mhm.
Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, right? Maintain. It's not just about money, not just about your credit score, your job, all these other things.
That's right.
Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. That's going to stabilize us. You know what I'm saying? This is where your patience and your endurance comes in, brothers and sisters. Go ahead.
And strength of salvation.
Right.
The fear of the Lord is his treasure.
All praise to the Most High.
Right.
Man. We understand everybody don't have fear. You gotta that's a huge ingredient, man. In serving the Most High, you can't be a servant if you don't fear him.
Right. Right. That's going and doing what you feel is pleasing to you, or how you feel. You running on your emotions instead of thus saith the Lord. Hey, thus saith the Lord. That's the aiming for that fear of the Lord. We can't teach you how to fear the Lord. We just the law, statutes, commandment. That's aiming toward that direction. Hopefully, you catch up on it, man, and pray, man. Right, and abase yourself, man. Don't always don't try to exalt yourself in no way, shape, or fashion. Right, because we right here, like brother just brought up, man. The Lord is exalted, for He dwelleth on high. Nobody with Him, man.
Right.
Right. All praise to the Most High, man. Knife.
All praise to the Most High, man. Shalom, grace and peace. We always stay jamming in the building, man. Grace and peace, bro.
Grace and peace. Shalom.